Ladies and gentlemen, in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal City, it is the Pink Zerg from Team FXO, the favored player here, but now currently tied, and it is match point. Give it up for Leenock. Leenock is facing off against, in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team Western Wolves, clad in the yellow, the Terran player, Sting, who has been playing so incredibly well. You know, a little bit early. A lot of people have been saying it, and we've been thinking it a bit, you know, really relying on that aggressive play. But, I mean, on that game on Daybreak, I think he showed he has what it takes to stand up against Leenock even in the later stages. All
right. Well, we'll see what both these players do now to react. And how many SCVs are going to get queued up too, if this is going to be a command center first. Looks like he's already queued up to his 12th. If we see one more after this, then
I love it.
We are actually going to have a command center first.
And Leenock is drone scouting. Now this is going to be a proxy 2-racks with one of the barracks built on the low ground here. Oh, no, okay, that was actually, lost it where we are on the map. But duking it out right now, it's SCV and a drone. It looks like Leenock is smelling what's up.
That's right.
That's huge for him.
Leenock has to run away. This is going to come down to the end.
Well, he's going to regenerate this hit point, Kevin, and then he's going to turn around, and he doesn't. Nice play out of Sting, pulling back there, realizing, you have 5 hit points. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, well, he's got to duck around, and look at this.
He can't actually fight here.
Drone actually just sits on the high ground, and another SCV is going to have to be pulled to deal with this. No, finally, Leenock is going to move in, and he's going to see a barracks up at the front, but a weird position. No supply depot actually joining that. Starting to go to work on this first SCV. The second one actually can't run in, though. If it takes one more hit, it's dead.
That drone is the ultimate dancing queen. Going to escape now is that SCV. Big play there for Sting, getting that home. But Overlord is actually, that scouted it, yeah. He saw the 2 racks, and Leenock did not go for an extractor.
Oh, and that drone with 2 hit points again. Leenock just barely holding on, and you're right, it is a pool before gas, and it's actually popping up at like the 14 supply mark. I think it was a 15 hatch, 14 pool. Drones are going to be pulled off the line just to stop this right now, and I think they're going to be able to do it no problem.
Yep, only 1 Marine. Will Leenock lose this drone? No, he is not going to. Drones are not doubling up on that SCV, however, does lose the 1 drone on the low ground. Sting is close to finishing the bunker, but close is not finished.
Yeah.
No cigar there for Sting. Bunker gets canceled.
All right, so Leenock's held this, and Sting has got to go to plan B. He can't keep continuing with this. 8 links popping out now for Leenock, and he should be able to drone up past that, actually. He doesn't know it yet, but his opponent is in full retreat.
Extractor thrown down behind this, droning up as well. Link should be able to make it there before the barracks, but, you know, there are going to be a few Marines in order to contend with this because, of course, Sting did pull back pretty early.
Now, we are going to need a second queen out of Leenock here in a bit. His economy is a bit set back, but his opponent's a set back a little bit more. And look at this. 2 more barracks being constructed. So Sting is going to try and do a huge 4-racks follow-up to this. Oh. But I think it's going to get scouted by the Lings.
No, they don't. And if they hug the corner here, they're actually not going to see it. But he does go up and scouts only one of the barracks. He should go up there and harass, and now he sees them both.
All right, so the Marines are tearing after these units, but it's not going to quite be in time to stop Leenock from seeing all this stuff. And now Leenock, of course, all he has to do is prepare for, I mean, these may get canceled at the last second. No, looks like he's going to finish those, but he's going to have to expand. These have to be used defensively now.
Yeah, the Baling Nest already on the way for Leenock, and that just makes it so easy to hold off Marine SCV all-ins. Sting at this point doesn't have a lot of options moving forward.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he decided just to go into quad Marine production right away. I think he's got to expand and play for a late game here. I mean, he can't just go toe-to-toe with a Baling Nest. He just can't do it.
He would have canceled those barracks, too. I mean, 2 Spine Crawlers, Baling Nest. I guess the Baling Nest isn't such a deficit, but could have been in an okay position. But now, Leenock is just anticipating this so well.
So, I mean...
That Scantipede really wants to hang with the place.
Yeah, I saw that. Banelings are already being morphed in now. I mean, is Sting going to do some sort of a big push? Is he going to... Okay, there's finally the next command center as he drops these barracks back, makes a big wall out of them.
It's just really, really late at this point. It's going to be moving out now with these Marines and forcing Banelings, Lings. Now, there's only 3 Banelings, which can very easily be target fired down, in fact.
He's got to show the units, because if he just sits back, then Leenock's going to go back to droning, which he's already doing right now. He wants to be able to get far enough up that Leenock freaks out, and then he starts making a bunch of units and quits concentrating on economy, because that's how Sting's going to do his damage. 400 resources again. He could actually double expand right now.
All right, units have been shown. 15 Marines remaining, 8 Lings, and behind this, Leenock feels comfortable enough that he's actually just going to drone right now, and he can definitely do that. The spawn crawlers are just in such a great position where if Sting tries to go up and he needs perfect target fire on the Banelings, he won't really have time to split and target fire. And now that's too many.
Yeah.
That is just too many Banelings.
Yeah, he did his job, though, because 4 more Banelings are being morphed in. That's another 200 resources that he got just by showing the Marines. Now, of course, as the game wears on, yes, Leenock is eventually going to get those Banelings anyway, but you still want to force your opponent to make them right now. And whoa, Leenock has to watch out. Have a lot of dead Zerglings here in a second.
And he's trying to go for a counterattack, but there is a complete wall off. And yeah, there's a lot of one of the nice things about Abyssal City is it's hard to get trapped going for any plays on the natural. There's a lot of escape routes.
And looks like Leenock is going to lose yet more Zerglings here. 3 falls. He tests the front, but doesn't do any substantial damage.
And at this point, it's 56 supply to 64. Sting is going to be moving up here in just a second. Now, here's the thing. Combat shields makes it that much more difficult for Banelings to kill your units. If he hits here, well, it looks like he's going to try to hit before combat shields. And we saw this before. It didn't work out for him. Will it this time? It may very well. This is a ton of Marines. 5 more Banelings being morphed in right now.
Okay, well, Sting could pressure a little bit here, but that is a lot of Banelings. I mean, 13 in total here. I don't care how well you split your Marines, you're still going to take some losses.
And like with the spawn crawlers in position, you can't really poke forward with 1 or 2 Marines like you could if you were up against Zergling Baneling. It makes such a difference and how Sting has to approach attacking Leenock.
Now, what he has done pretty well is kept his opponent contained in on 2 bases for quite a while. Now, of course, Leenock is fine usually with 2 base layer tech, but of course, eventually wants to be able to get that 3rd out here. Sting is going to check that 3rd, not see anything available, and may get a little bit worried. I could imagine that this could force out a big scan from Sting just to make sure that there's not a big 2-base all-in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Looks like it is going to be a 2-base Muta play, which is pretty potent, but only so potent. This is actually, I mean, well, we've had a couple of games actually where Leenock has gone Muta. Going to deny the 3rd, in fact, with this Marine.
Nice. Denied it for about 15 or 20 seconds.
And
so
now it's going to move to try to deny it again.
Yeah, I mean, that paid for itself, essentially. Now, Leenock sees all these units from the high ground, and he's going to move to intercept these. That's a lot of Banelings to try and contend with, so that engagement may actually end up happening.
Here we go. Splitting out of Sting needs to be immaculate. Only mediocre contact there, and Leenock could be in a little bit of trouble right now. There's still a lot of Marines left over, and he is out of Baneling. Sting should not be bothering with this 3rd, perhaps. Going for the attack could be a good move here because there's no Baneling speed. Does force the cancel. Will he be able to close this out? More Banelings on the way, but because he didn't go right away, they will be able to finish. 5 Banelings wrapping up right now.
12 Banelings are actually morphing in total. Let's see, there's 6 on the field. It's going to be a total of 13 here momentarily. 2 Banelings get picked off. The cost of a few Marines. Looks like 1 Zergling did die in the mix too. And Leenock looking to try and get us around here. Are there enough Banelings to be able to make this work? At the very least, those are going to be trading very cost inefficiently.
Yeah, nice job there from Sting, splitting those units up as best as he could. But I want to reiterate that if Sting had gone for that attack, he would have killed all of those Banelings, Kevin, before they had finished morphing. It could have been really, that could have been game ending, but now Sting in a little bit of a tough spot.
Yeah, and Stim not quite finished up, still about 5 seconds away, so he's not going to be able to get any damage done here. He has to pick up very quickly. Does. He loses 1 Marine there, killed a Baneling and a Zergling, so a pretty good trade for him for just 1 Marine.
Going to be dropping again, but now there's 8 Mutas on the field, so if he tries to lift off here, could get into a little bit of a situation. Sees the Mutalist, stims forward to try to pick 1 or 2 off, doesn't manage to do it, and he's going to lift off and get out of there ASAP.
Needs to get on the low ground so we can try and pick off a couple of these Mutas.
Coming.
Yeah, he's not going to do it, though, unfortunately. This is going to be a dead drop.
Gets a little bit of damage in on a couple of those Mutas at least, but overall, nice victory there for Leenock, who's currently up 102 to 83 supply. We've got factories, multiple barracks going down behind this for Sting, but he's definitely in a tough spot right now.
9 production facilities off of 2 bases, though. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to stretch his economy to the limit. So he'll be able to queue up on these quite a bit. I guess he did this in lieu of add-ons for now, but no third base on the way. Leenock going and staging up, I should say, for a pretty big attack. Ton of mutas, ton of Zerglings on the way for him now.
Well, this isn't too bad for Sting because, he's invested so heavily into units right now. Leenock, meanwhile, has taken a third and a very fast fourth to try to make up for losing the cancel on that third, of course, and for Sting's current position. But Sting looking like he's going to go for a really big 2-base all-in play here, and just waiting for a few more tanks.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got, what, 4? Yeah, that's a pretty significant amount. Once he gets to 6 to 8 tanks, once he gets about 5 or 6 medevacs, he's going to have a powerful enough army to start putting on some significant pressure. Now, of course, if 4-base economy or 4-base production has kicked in that time, Leenock will be able to reproduce his army, and we may see that classic tug-of-war that we were discussing last time.
Banelings, too. See this? Burrowed Banelings getting picked off there. If they were, in fact, burrowed, actually.
Yeah, they were, yes.
All right, nice Sting. Right now, Lings coming forward. Tanks are going to siege up, and a little bit of units picked off there. Nice play by Leenock, and burrowing another 2 Banelings. Will Sting not get caught by this? He's going to go down.
Yeah, he scans ahead of him, the other 2 ramps, so Leenock trying to get him back onto this position, and he's done it! But will Sting commit far enough to actually run over those burrowed Banelings?
Yeah, just with 1 Marine for now. Leenock's units are not in position to prevent Sting from moving out, but he is holding Sting at home.
Yeah, those burrowed Banelings are still there.
Oh,
looks like
if those mutas bait
the
Marines.
And looks like that's what he's trying to do. I mean, Leenock, this is the moment he wants to move in anyway, so he wants to bring those forces back on top of the Banelings to try and get himself a little bit of an advantage. The Siege Tanks are actually taking some significant damage. There's burrowed Banelings in 2 places at the same time. Those 2 aren't going to do anything. Oh, but those 2 are. Oh, he actually cleans them up, loses a few Marines. That could have been a lot worse for Sting, though.
It definitely could have, but Sting's going to get a great engagement here, cleaning up so much of Leenock's supply, and now he's going to say, I don't care about those 6 Lings that you have burrowed. Time to counterattack. Sting with 31 Marines, 8 tanks, is going to be facing off against just 2 Banelings and 9 and 9 on the mutas and Lings. Leenock doing what he can to reinforce right now.
All right, is Sting going to pull any SCVs with this, though? Okay, it looks like he has. All right, yeah, 9 SCVs to repair some forces, prevent a little bit of a damage buffer to the rest of his units, too. Leenock is successfully working off of a lot of bases, but he doesn't have that many larvae, though, and he's got so many resources, so he's going to lose the third for sure. The question is, can he hold on to anything else?
Oh, this is a really dangerous spot for Leenock. He is going to be investing into these Banelings, but remember, there are 9 siege tanks here for Sting, and those Banelings could easily be killed off as they try to make the approach here to kill off the Marines. We're going to need to see some very nice muta poking and picking off some of these tanks from Leenock.
All right, how many medevacs overhead? 6. That's going to be plenty enough to help sustain this army for a little while, and that's really all he wants to do. And he wants to be able to pick off these units as they actually morph in one by one. Sting has a really nice position. A few mutalisks ducking ahead just a second to try and do whatever damage they can. Zergling's getting picked off down at the bottom, and it looks like Leenock's going to go for it. A big push here, but there's such a nice siege tank line. The Banelings are being picked off very efficiently. There's enough Marines left over. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Sting has done it. I think he has actually taken out arguably the best player in the world in FXO Leenock in a best of 9, his very first week as champion of Fight Club after taking out Hyun.
Leenock going for that attack far too early. Now coming in from the back with the Mutalist, but with 11 tanks. Leenock absolutely could not try to push against that army, and now is going to be paying the price. Going down to Sting, guys, in fine fashion, because there is not any options left to him at this point.
I can't believe it. Leenock in a best of 9 being defeated by Western Wolves. Sting prepared for this perfectly. He had the perfect mix of all-ins. He had great defense when it called for it. He was down 3-1 at one point, but it didn't matter. You only gave up 1 game afterwards. Down 4-2, didn't matter. Sting is your new Fight Club champion. He takes out FXO Leenock. He's claimed a $100 bounty and $500 on top of that. $600 day for him. Really well done.
Wow. I mean, Sting really showing it there, and the end of that game, you go back to like the old school games like SC4U versus NST, on Crossfire, and it's just like, you just need to hold on. You just need to hold on, Leenock, but he went so early there. And that's it, guys. Sting defeating Leenock 5-4.
Incredibly
I cannot
impressive.
believe it. He was down 3-1 at one point.
He was down 3-1, then he was down 4-2, and he had to win 3 games in a row in order to take it, and he did. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for us tonight. We're going to be back with more Premier Division action in the IPTL tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday is going to be Contender Division. Please do follow the IGN Pro League on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube is at IGN Pro League. You can also follow us personally on Twitter. I'm at Kevin Aki. He is at Kibbles.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we wish you all a pleasant evening. We'll see you next time.